In better responses, students were able to show evidence of an understanding of measurement concepts through calculating areas correctly, operating with areas, and applying proportionality. Students should read the question carefully, as many did not link area of land, but simply used the side measurements of 1,000 and 5. Students should make connections with the language of the question to be able to identify that the wording 1,000 by 1,000 is actually 1,000 multiplied by 1,000 to calculate area. Students should be encouraged to use a diagram to support their thinking and problem solving, and understand that the larger area needs to be divided by the smaller area. Showing step-by-step working for their calculations will support students to show evidence of concise problem solving. In better responses, students were able to identify and show a substitution into the compound interest or future value formula, using correct application of the percentage rate and daily interest. Better responses could recognise that payment is taken away from the total. Students should review the concept of rate as a percent. They should also read the question carefully to identify that the interest calculation that is required is compound interest rather than simple interest. Areas for students to improve include using percentages correctly, application of daily interest rate from given annual rate with a division of 365. Students will be able to access the question better with a clearer understanding of what they are actually finding when they apply compound interest or future value formulas. Question 23A. In better responses, students were able to identify each part of the ratio correctly, show their understanding of proportionality, and use the unitary method effectively. Students should carefully read the question so that they are aware that the 3 litres does not represent the whole tropical drink, but only one ingredient. Students should clearly indicate their answer in their working. Areas for students to improve include matching correct quantities with parts of the ratio and showing working out in a more concise manner. Many students were able to provide the correct steps towards the correct solution. However, this was done in a more complicated manner than was necessary. Students should always indicate their final answer clearly. Question 23B. In better responses, students were able to calculate the volume of the container, correctly apply a capacity conversion, and multiply by the correct fraction from the ratio. They were also able to show logical reasoning in their working. Students should review volume of a prism and capacity conversion concepts. Students applied incorrect formula for volume of a rectangular prism, often multiplying by 1/3 for volume of a pyramid or calculating surface area. Students also need to be able to identify the correct part of the ratio as a fraction of the total. Areas for students to improve include reviewing their understanding of volume and capacity, and reading the question carefully to identify correct parts of the ratio as a fraction of the total. Students need to check the reasonableness of their answers to ensure that their answer makes sense in relation to the question.